Good morning. The parole board is reconvened at 10:15 a.m. Sir, give us your name and DOC number.
Michael Chad Lowe, 477-506.
All right, Mr. Lowe, my name is Pearl Wise, and to my left is Mr. Roche, to my right is Mr. Freeman. We comprise your panel this morning. Let me explain the process to you. I'm going to read some information into the record. Afterwards, we're going to conduct an interview with you, starting with Mr. Roche. After we complete our interview, we go ask the institution to give us some comments on how you've been doing, whatever they want us to know. You do have a visitor today, Haley Wise, your stepdaughter, and she will be speaking. And after she speaks, then we'll give you an opportunity to make a statement. Just tell us whatever you want us to know, and then we'll render our decision. Do you understand the process?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let me read the information in the record. Michael Chad Lowe, DOC number 477-506. You are listed as a first offender. The offense is forcible rape. The sentence date was March 29th, 2004. Your total DOC sentence is 25 years. Your parole eligibility date is April the 19th of 2023. You do not earn the time, and your full term date is January the 19th of 2027. Does that sound about right, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Would you answer, Mr. Roach?
Thank you, Ms. Wise. Mr. Lowe, we also have another stepdaughter, Shelley, who's there.
Thank you, Mr. Roche. I didn't notice that.
Good morning, Mr. Lowe. How are you?
Fine, sir.
Mr. Lowe, you're currently 56 years old, is that correct?
That is correct, sir.
And you served a 25-year sentence, and you've been incarcerated about 21 years, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you're first on the offender. And tell us why you're in prison right now.
I'm in prison because 21 years ago, I did a horrible thing. And I sexually abused my stepdaughter and was making her perform oral sex on me.
And how old was your stepdaughter?
She was between 8 and 10 years old.
7 and 10 years old.
Excuse me, sir?
I was 7 years old.
7 years old, yes, sir.
So tell me what you've done about your car.
I've taken the Louisiana risk assessment or risk management treatment program, phases 1, 2, and 3. And I've tried to rehabilitate myself through that program and change my priorities. That sex is not.
Tell me why you didn't take phase 4 of the Madison program.
I don't know why, sir. I just didn't. I didn't approach that.
You do know there's a phase 4.
Yes, sir. I believe it was because they were for tutors, and I didn't want to pursue that.
Well, I want you to pursue it.
Yes, sir.
The best way to obtain information is to give it back to another individual.
Yes, sir.
A tutor to facilitate the program. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, what is the present job assignment at Raymond LeBourne?
I'm currently on what's called Work Crew 9, and periodically they like cut vegetables. But I'm going through some medical problems. I don't have an active job per se.
your job status. You have a job status, right?
Yes, sir.
Light, light duty.
Yes, sir.
Tell me what your transition plan, if and when you're released.
I've been accepted to a house in Marrero by the Sex Offender Housing Initiative. And I plan on going to work at the VA hospital. I have a background in personnel. And I've been helping veterans fill out their VA disability forms. And that's what I plan on pursuing, is helping veterans get their VA disability benefit.
Let me inform you that we have communication from the victim and the victim's mother. And they have given us permission to share this information. And the victim is adamantly opposed to your early release. Your former wife is adamantly opposed to your release. And this hearing will give a presentation a little later on in this hearing. We also have adamant opposition from the judge, the DA's office, the sheriff's office, and the chief of police of Bossier City, Louisiana, who all are adamantly opposed to your early release. So tell me why you think this panel should vote to release you early when you have so much opposition.
That's a good question. I was just sincerely remorseful for what I've done, and I can't change the past. And I've tried to change my attitude and my priorities and move in a different direction than where I was headed back then.
Next question. Mr. Lowe, this position of this case, did you plead the forcible rape or you found guilty by a jury?
I took a plea agreement.
And what was the original charge?
The original charge was aggravated rape, sir.
And you took the plea without getting a life sentence, is that correct?
Well, actually, I was facing a capital offense.
A life sentence. If you were found guilty by a jury, the judge would have sentenced you to life, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So why are you asking for early release when you agreed to serve 25 years?
I feel I've changed my life, sir. I don't want to cheat society or the family out of what they deserve, and they do deserve that. And I'm sorry for what I've done. I am remorseful, and all I can do is try my best and to do better in the future. I know I've let a lot of people down. And you really have no.
Lowe, I don't dispute that you changed your life, you changed marriage, but you also changed Harry's life 23 years ago. And she is still mentally, physically affected by your time. Board Meyer, like, any comments, please?
Mr. Roche, we did discuss, although, you know, he doesn't blame alcohol for the incident, behavior in the past, he does admit that he did have a problem with alcohol, so I believe that he needs substance abuse programming, for release. He's also enrolled in our victim impact program, and of course, naturally, I do think that's very, very important that he complete. I believe he has about 4 weeks left of that. His conduct history, you know, as far as being, you know, incarcerated with us, he has not given any problems. He's been a good offender as far as his conduct and disciplinary history goes. And, you know, I will say the one thing, you know, horrible crimes as always. He does accept responsibility for what he does, what he did. And we all know, you know, unlike many sex offenders, they don't want to pass ownership or not take it. He does take it. So I do think he understands that, but those are my recommendations for the board.
Thank you, Warden. And I did mention that you have an excellent disciplinary record. You only have one disciplinary write-up the entire incarceration, and that was in 2015. An excellent record. This was, I think, thank you, Mr. Roseberry. Mr. Freeman?
Mr. Lowe, I'm looking, it says you're ex-Air Force.
Yes, sir. I
You
retired,
retired from Air Force?
retired medically, sir, after 10 years.
Okay, did you receive a check from them?
I received a retirement check, but when I applied for the VA disability, I had to give one up. So I gave up the retirement check and now receive a VA disability check,
Okay, thank you.
sir.
Mr. Lowe, there was indicated in the record that this is not your first time molesting young girls, that your daughter was always also your victim, Amanda. Speak to that, folks.
After I was charged, ma'am, she addressed that issue to me, but I do not remember anything involved with that. I'm not calling her a liar, but I don't remember any incident involving that issue, ma'am.
So could we say you were drinking during that time period of your life?
I did have an alcohol DWI incident when I was in the military, but I cannot blame alcoholism on my actions concerning this.
I was just trying to figure out how you don't recall, you don't recall it, what Amanda was telling you about. That's all I was wondering, was it because you were using the alcohol at that time excessively? So you can't say that you were doing that during that time. You just don't recall. You just don't remember.
I don't recall that issue, ma'am. No, ma'am.
So your statement to this panel today is that this incident that you're in jail for now is the only incident.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Well, at this time, we can hear from Ms. Haley Wise. Will you unmute your mic and tell us what you want us to know?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you guys were just going to read my statement.
We did read it. We did. Yes,
Um,
And Haley,
Yes, sir.
You don't have to speak if you don't want to. I've read your statement. I understand exactly what you're saying. And your testimony is in the record. We have read your letter. If you don't want to speak, you don't have to.
Okay. I mean, again, even if he is remorseful, I don't think that really makes a difference. We all do things, we're all remorseful, but it doesn't take away from the damage that it has caused me. He was shown great leniency. The reason why he was able to take that plea was because the laws were changing and they wanted to go to court as soon as possible. He really truthfully should not have been able to just have those years. I shouldn't have to be, doing this right now. I shouldn't have to be worrying about that. I don't believe that it's fair for him to even get out in 2017 and go back to having a semi-normal life when my life has been tainted and every aspect, and it will be for the rest of my life. So I really don't think that's fair. It seems that he seems like he's remorseful, but it doesn't, I don't see any type of, I don't see anything showing from his behavior that he's really actually remorseful. So that's all I'd like to say.
Thank you for being here today.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Lowe, what do you want us to know before we vote?
That, again, I'm sorry. I know that doesn't really cut it. And I want to apologize to, again, everyone that I've affected. Going through the victim impact program, I've learned that it's not only just the victim, it's the victim's family, my family, the police, the board. I put the ward and everybody through all of this just because of my actions. And to hear the victim talk and now to realize what my future is and how the judge feels and the DA, it really puts me into perspective of really the impact of what I've done. And I really wouldn't blame the board if they denied me today, because they're fully justified in that. So I want to thank you for this time today, for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, ready to vote?
Yes.
Mr. Roach.
First of all, Ms. Haley Watt, you're a very courageous young lady. And you must know that none of this is your fault. Take no blame at all. So please do your best, follow medical advice, and try to live a very good, normal, and productive life. You did nothing wrong. Mr. Lowe, based upon adamant opposition from the victim, adamant opposition from the victim's family, in light of rehabilitative program, one mind said that you needed some substance abuse, and you need to finish the 4th grade of sex offender treatment. Also, the entire community has voiced their opposition. The judge, the DA's office, law enforcement, their request has been denied.
Thank you, Mr. Roche. Mr. Freeman?
I also would like to thank you, Haley, for appearing today. It does really help in our decisions. When we talk to the victim. I also am going to deny because of the victim opposition, and also you need to finish phase 4 of the sex offender treatment. I will never grant you until you complete phase 4 of the sex offender treatment.
Mr. Lowe, at this time, you have, first of all, I do want to appreciate the 2 brave young ladies that showed up today. I really appreciate you are better off than you think you are. You're stronger than you think you are, than you realize who you are. To show up today and just present and participate, you really matter today. I just want to appreciate you and bravely. Mr. Lowe, you have 2 votes to deny. I concur. My vote is denied due to the nature of the offense and the impact of the offense on the victims. So today you have 3 votes to deny. Best wishes to you, sir.